Isang mapagpalang araw sa iyo, kapatid. Samahan mo akong muli sa isang refleksyon patungkol sa Ebanghelyo ng ating Panginoong Hesus ayon sa sulat ni San Marcos sa ika-6 na kabanata, talatang ika-14 hanggang 29. Ito'y patungkol sa kwento nung nalaman ni King Herod tungkol kay Jesus at kung paanong muli niyang inalala ang karanasan, ang buhay, maging ang kamatayan ni Juan Tagapagbautismo.
Do you want to know?
So when Jesus of Nazareth has gained his prominence because of his earthly ministries, the Roman appointed king in the province of Judea, King Herod, was informed about this young man from Nazareth. His earthly ministries and daily acquaintances with the ordinary Jews are akin to the prominent heroes of Judaic faith, and even that of the transitional figure in the person of John the Baptist, who seemed to step up out of the Old and step into the New Testament, right? It is for this reason that Jesus' identity is closely linked with John the Baptist, Elijah, and even that of the prophets of old. Kung kaya't maraming nagsasabi na itong si Jesus ay siya si Juan na Tagapagbautismo, siya ay si Elijah, o meron din namang nagsasabi na siya ay isa sa mga propeta nung una. However, his association with John is highlighted in this biblical pericope, right? Kung kaya't muling inalala ni Herodes ang karanasan ng buhay at kamatayan ni Juan na Tagapagbautismo nung nalaman niya ang buhay, patotoo at ministeryo ng ating Panginoong Jesus. And so when Herod heard about Jesus, he began to reminisce the person whom he reckoned as righteous and holy man, and that is in the person of John the Baptist. This reminiscence includes the faithful and tragic death of John, or tragic beheading of John, a consequence of conspiracy instigated by Herodias, the controversial wife of Herod. John's identity, his connection with Jesus, and his tragic death from the hands of a political yet sympathetic figure in the Judean province are good disclosures for interpretation. Perhaps the intercalation of this biblical narrative between the sending out of Jesus' disciples and his miraculous feeding of 5,000 provides a glimpse of discipleship with its anticipated prejudice. Hindi ganun kadali ang pagsunod sa ating Panginoong Jesus. It is never taken for granted, right? Discipleship is never taken for granted. It requires commitment and obedience even at the expense of life. Tignan nyo nga naman yung buhay ni Juan Tagapagbautismo. He is considered as the forerunner of Jesus. Ngunit ano ang nangyari sa kanya? Siya ay pinugutan. As Dietrich Bonhoeffer succinctly puts, salvation is free, but discipleship will cost you your life. Maaring magbuwis ng buhay ang sinumang tagasunod, ang sinumang sumusunod sa ating Panginoong Yesus. Indeed, John exemplified discipleship required by the earthly pedagogy of Jesus. Maano itinuro ng ating Panginoong Yesus ang tunay na kabuluhan ng buhay at kung paanong naiaangkop ang buhay na ito sa tunay na pagsunod sa Kanya. Ito'y nangangahulugan. It even requires commitment in that of life. Maaring magbuwis ng buhay ang sinumang sumusunod o tagasunod ng ating Panginoong Yesus. John's exemplification of discipleship includes tough confrontation against the ruling authority. Tingnan nyo nga naman, no, hindi takot itong si John. So even in the face of this ruling authority, in the person of this king, but John confronted this king. Because perhaps there seemed to be an existence of evil na nakikita nitong si John. Discipleship, to be genuine, speaks about truth, lives by the truth, and witnesses to the truth. Discipleship is not spelled out as toleration in favor of evil and injustice. So you can simply figure out the status of John and King Herod, the ruling power within a particular locus. John is just an ordinary citizen who came out of the desert and was convinced to at least prepare the way of someone whose sandals he is unworthy to untie. Na ayon sa banal na kasulatan, sabi niya na hindi man karapat-dapat o hindi siya karapat-dapat even to untie the sandals of Jesus. John could simply disregard Herod's unfavorable action. He can simply tolerate and allow those in power to do what they wish to execute. But John lived out the true meaning of discipleship. That is, to speak boldly against evil even in the face of those in power and even perhaps at the expense of his own life. Ganun naman yung pagsunod, ang tunay na pagsunod kay Jesus. Dahil ganito yung ginawa ng ating Panginoong Jesus, even in the face of the ruling authorities, he had to speak boldly about the truth. And so even at the expense of life, so long as the truth prevails. He might anticipate the consequence of his eloquence, but his obedience or his boldness to speak before the ruling authority does not allow him to keep silent and deter the revelation of truth. Discipleship teaches us to dance to someone's tune. It was Herod's birthday when Herodias' daughter came in and danced before King Herod, government officials, military chiefs, and leading citizens of Galilee. Sumayaw ang isang batang babae sa harapan ni King Herod, mga government officials, military chiefs, and even that of the leading citizens of Galilee. Our gospel lesson is silent as to whether she was forced or requested or voluntarily came in and danced, right? Hindi naman sinasabi ng banal na kasulatan kung siya nga ba ipinwersan na sumayaw, voluntary siyang sumayaw, o nag-request, o may isang request na siya ay sumayaw. Ang ating banal na kasulatan, sinasabi lang niya na isang batang babae ang sumayaw sa harapan ni Herod, ni King Herod, mga government officials, mga military chiefs, and leading citizens of Galilee. However, the narrative informs that Herod and his guests were pleased with Herodias' daughter. Right? This young girl danced to the tune of Herod. She did abide by the criteria of the ruling authorities, and so they were all impressed at what they witnessed. At sa kanilang nakita, dahil sa pagsayaw ng batang babae sa kanilang harapan, they were all pleased with what this young girl did before their presence. Discipleship in the same way compels people to dance. A graceful and grace-filled movement within the framework of God. That is, to dance to the tune of Jesus. We found different persuading tunes elsewhere, right? Music discloses sundry genre to fit different styles and rhythm relative to graceful dancing. And so discipleship, however, had only one tune designed for perfect harmony and rhythm. It is designed by Jesus. And so discipleship teaches people to dance to the tune of Jesus. Nothing more, nothing less. Hindi pagsayaw na naaayon sa mga hari, hindi pagsayaw na naaayon sa mga ruling authorities, hindi pagsayaw na naaayon sa ibang mga tao, kundi pagsayaw na naaayon kay Jesus, naaayon sa Diyos. To love Jesus is to live like Jesus. Christian discipleship possesses the imprint of Christ. When Jesus emerged within the kingdom of Herod, they came to reminisce John the Baptist, the righteous and holy man who had been executed by beheading. Muli nilang inalala ang buhay o naalala yung buhay ni Juan na tagapagbautismo dahil sa presensya ng ating Panginoon. As disciples of Christ, Christians do not live by themselves alone. As Christians possess the imprint of the one they follow, people see Christ in them through their mortal flesh. Discipleship, to be genuine, possesses the imprint of Christ. This practically means living the way Jesus walked, or walking the way Jesus walked, talking the way Jesus talked, and ministering the way Jesus ministered. Kung paano nabuhay ang ating Panginoong Hesus bilang isang tagasunod ng ating Panginoong Hesus, marapat lamang na tayo mabuhay sang-ayon sa kung paano siya nabuhay sa mundong ating ginagalawan. And that is a perfect image of discipleship. To walk the way Jesus walked, to talk the way Jesus talked, to minister the way Jesus ministered. Muli, isang mapagpalang araw sa iyo kapatid at pagpalaing kanawan ng ating Panginoon.